Okay, folks, welcome back. So here we are in a totally different venue. We're in the round, and this is the table here. It's about my caffeine works so far. Okay, well, I had some hiccups. Okay, and of course I'm going to tell you about them because I don't like keeping stuff to myself. But here we are in the round. This is about a 5-foot table. So, something like that. So the 4x4 mat that we normally play on, it's like too much space in one direction and not enough in another. It doesn't cover it well. If I go to the island, it's actually not wide enough either for the thing. So this, yeah, it's more than 4 feet because I had to do a little bit of an overlap here. Okay, because these are 4x8 sheets from none other than Tiny War Games UK. So we got our palm trees that we worked on, and we're going to take this kind of slow just to kind of introduce you guys to what's going on here. And if you have any questions, it might take me a little while to answer you because I'm far from the screen. But I'm going to try to come over here and let's see if I can move this light to get to it. So the first hiccup I had was I can't find my skid dice. And that just goes to prove one of the things that I hate about going to Mitch's house is there's shit everywhere. And in trying to pack everything up, I left one of the cards from one of the vehicles. I can't find it, and I can't find the skid dice. So he must fucking have them. So I hate going over there because of that. I mean, it's like a fucking romper room. Anyhow, luckily, I have another set of skid dice that suck, but were given to me, and they'll work just fine, but the designs on them are less than ideal. Okay, so the skid dice are basically a D6, and on 3 of the sides it has shift, which is a good thing. You want those. So 50% of the time you're going to get one of those. One side has a hazard, one side has a spin, and the other side has, it better have it, a slide. Okay, and anyway, so you have that. I'm going to just use, since we cannot use Death Face, I'm just going to use the same 4 cards that we used the other night. We got Yellow Bastard. Let's see if I can bring this up here. No, I can't do it. Can't quite do it. But anyways, we got Yellow Bastard, Mr. Green Scream, Leadfoot, and Hippie-ki-yay. And basically we're going to start here and we're going to go all the way through the gates. This is a death rate scenario. This is pretty much the only one that we've played. Not because we don't want to play the other ones, but we're still learning. We've got, I don't know, maybe we're getting close to about a dozen games in, but only 3 have been of recent. So we're going to set up in 2 ranks here and take turns. This is, I think you guys can see this, maybe. This is the gear phase that we're in. Let's see if I can put it there. We'll put the gear phase that we're in. So we start on gear phase 1. And we'll just kind of show you the basics of how this works and why this is cool. Feel free if you want to suggest moves for some of these guys to move on. That is more than welcome. Ben, I even considered calling you on the phone and you could play virtually. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. That's definitely doable. So we can do a virtual game. Mitch, of course, is not available on Sunday because he has fucked up hours that he works. All right, so the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to roll for pole position. All right, we have 4 cars, and we're just going to do a simple die roll to see who rolls the highest. And I'm going to put the die behind it, and they'll get to choose where to get placed in. Now, you have to go through all the gates. The weapons don't activate until you get through the first gate. You have to be completely through the gate for the weapons to activate, and then you have to go through the other gates. You, I guess, could cut through here, but you eventually have to go to gate. So, like, if you decided to go around these palms and come back around here, you've got to come in through the gate this way to get credit for it. Gate number 1, gate 2, gate 3, gate 4. Of course, you want to avoid the trees or bad things can happen to you. You can get wrecked, whatever. I apparently do not have a D12 in my inventory, so this won't work. It's like, we're going to use the D10. No, this won't work. I have a D20. We'll just have to re-roll. And that's the one change that we made to the rules, that you get to pick when you spin out, instead of your opponent picking what it is, which almost always ends up being facing the wrong damn way, you will roll for on a clock where it is. So if we roll 13 through 20, we'll re-roll again. Okay? That's pretty much it right now. That would be wild. Yeah, I think we can totally do it. We can totally do it, especially after you see that, it's kind of like DBA. I mean, you can't roll the dice. You got to trust me on my shitty die rolling, but, we're going to try to bring the dice. We're going to try to bring the dice and roll the dice here. Let's see, can you guys see them at all? Not really, because that damn gate's in the way. Where can you see them? Where the cars are. Well, that's not going to work. Yeah. So anyways, you just have to trust me what we have on there. Okay, so everybody, all the cars start in gear 1. Okay, and they're similar. They're all 27-point vehicles, different hull things. And let's go ahead and place them, and then we'll talk about each individual one and how they're different from each other. Okay, so first of all, this is going to be for the yellow bastard. It's going to roll 1. 6 is better. The green machine, Mr. Green Scream is 3. Leadfoot is number 4. And Hippie-ki-yay is also 1. Reroll to a 1, a 2. Okay, so the highest number 1, which is Leadfoot, will get the pole position, which is something like this. Then 3 would be here. 2 would be here. And 1 would be here. Okay, they are all considered cars except the Hippie-ki-yay, which is considered a buggy. Damage points. 10 hull points. Leadfoot would normally have 10, but he has armor. So he actually has 12 hull points. Mr. Green Scream is a standard car, 10 hull points. And Hippie-ki-yay, standard for a buggy, is 6 hull points. Okay? They all have maximum gear of 5. And they all have 2 crew except Mr. Green Scream, which has an additional crew member. That just means basically every crew member you have could fire 1 weapon, which is in the after the movement phase. So basically the sequence is, and the pole position will go. There's a little pole position counter, unless it got left over there as well, motherfucker. All right, this will be the pole position. I won't with the flamingo. We'll put the Tony's Casino dice here. All right. We have Leadfoot has the pole position. And that just means who goes, and it'll switch to somebody else as you go. All right. You have a few artillery direction dice somewhere. Might switch to using those when I play. The problem with using an artillery direction dice, and I think I have one around here somewhere. I might have one for wind or something, is you have to roll it somewhere. And then you have to be careful that you don't move it, angle which way it is slightly when you bring it over to where the car is to make the adjustment. And dialing a clock, it's easy. I mean, unless you got a digital watch, like you mentioned. Okay. You shouldn't be driving a car if you don't know how to tell time on a standard analog watch. You'll never get out of first gear, pal. All right, so the very first thing is, it is Leadfoot's turn, and you get a choice. It has handling of 3. This is how many of these skid dice you can roll. Okay? So Leadfoot can roll 3. So can Green Scream. So can Yellow Bastard. But the buggy can roll 4. Okay? So the buggy's a little bit more nimble. Takes a little bit less damage. And the weapons don't activate until here. So we can talk about the weapons then. There's only there's only 2 things that aren't weapons that are activated immediately. And that is rams, okay? The yellow bastard has a ram, which unfortunately he's in the back. Okay, that's bad for these two guys. And what's the other thing? And the green one has a nitro booster. You get to use it once. What it means is you basically get to place a really fast, straight moving thing, but you get to use it one time. Okay, and I'll have to read the rules again because it wasn't complicated to use, but we used it one time, and you know it's kind of hard to remember things when you've only done them once. Okay, actually, I'm going to go ahead and look at it right now, so we don't have to worry about that. Probably going to be looking at making like little cards for these type things. Okay, we got basic weapons, advanced rules. Steel nets, dropped weapons, smoke dropper, vehicle upgrades. I bet it's in here. Nitro booster. Once per activation at the start of a movement step. Okay, so before you do the movement, this vehicle may declare it's using the nitro booster. If it does, this vehicle makes an immediate forced long straight move. So the longest move in the game, and it's straight. And then it gains 5 hazard tokens. So that's the other thing, is you got these hazard tokens. Where are they? If they stayed, I'm gonna stomp a mud hole in them. Okay. That's good. I found the shift dice. So the only thing I left over there was the death face thing. We'll have to find a different reason to kill them. We're going to use these. We're going to use these dice. Use the official ones, but we've played probably a dozen times, and you can tell that you can't read them that well. Okay, this is the ones that we used. These are the ersatz ones. All right. And look, there's the pole position. All right. Hold on, let me get on the phone. Hey, call off the dogs! Kill Mitch next week. Yeah, okay. All right. And we got our gear thing. All right, so hazard tokens. You can only take 6. That's these things right here. When you get 6, you spin out. That's not good. You're not going to win a race spinning out. It happens a lot, okay? And sometimes you're not even taking any risks and you spin out. It's, I think, the balance mechanism. Okay, and then these are audience tokens that you got to wreck and do stuff like that. You'll get those. That's basically a way to get back in. I don't think we're gonna play. Well, we'll play with them. We'll play with them. No, not gonna make a huge difference, but we only played with them this last time. All right, so Leadfoot gets to go first. Can roll up to 3 dice. Gonna roll all 3. Let's see what we get. That's this gray one. All right, we get 2 shifts and a slide. Okay, so it's in first gear. So you have to use the shift to go up a gear to be able to go again. So basically what's going to happen is everybody that's in first gear is going to get 1 turn. Then we'll advance this to second gear. Everybody that is in second gear will get a turn as well. So if you don't upshift out of first, you'll go once, and then everybody else will have a good chance to go. So in a nutshell, if you're in gear 5, you could potentially go 5 times in a row before this resets, before you go back to 1. So you can't just stay in a low gear, or you'll move this far and everybody will move potentially 4 times farther. Okay? So that's the general objective, is you want to shift up to a certain point, and then you can look at what your options are. So we got 2 shifts and a slide. I already fucked up, all right? I should have selected a move for it, which I would have selected a medium. Okay? So you take the template, you put it down, then you roll the dice, okay? And then we're going to want to, every time you upshift, you gain a hazard, okay? It's just part of one of those things. You can also burn a shift to remove a hazard, but you can't remove any of the hazards that you just got with that. Did I miss anything? No, you didn't miss a whole lot. Okay? The slide if you don't cancel the, so the shifts you can use to upshift, you can use to cancel previous hazards that you have, and you can use it to cancel a slide, a hazard you just got, or a spin. All right. In this case, we got a slide. If I don't cancel the slide, it's going to get me a hazard, and at the end of my move, there's a little notch where this fits in. The car can go either facing this way or that way, my choice. That's going to mess everything up. So we're going to take one shift and cancel the slide. All right? And then the other shift will upshift the second gear. Okay? And that's going to gain him a hazard, which doesn't do anything right now until you get 6 of them. Okay? And then we move. So basically, you're going to move this plus the length of the vehicle. So vehicles that are really long potentially have an advantage. Now, the way the game is structured is they say somebody has pole position, and that gets switched when that vehicle goes through the gate. Okay. And then the next person that goes is clockwise. Who's next? That's way too predictable. Well, in Mitch's case and ours is not that complicated, but we have multiple people, so we're probably going to end up playing with chits, like who gets to go, because it's too predictable that, it's like you're playing a card game, right? Whatever card, right? And you're going clockwise, and like if you're playing Uno, that whatever you're going to throw down, this guy's always going to be behind you, So it's like it's a little too predictable for my taste, and for Mitch's taste too. So, okay, Mr. Green Screen. Do we want to hit the nitro now? I think we should do it, just see what happens. Because you're going to have to do it in a place where you got a long way going. Because you're going to move this distance, and then you're going to get your normal turn. You're going to do that plus your normal turn. So let's say we did this, okay? We're gonna burn this, we're gonna play this, we're gonna hit the nitro, okay? So I'm gonna take my little ammo token. This isn't how they work, but this is how we've been using them. I'm gonna take my little ammo token and I'm gonna cover this nitro booster. Okay, we're firing it off. All right, so this vehicle declares it's using a nitro booster. If it does, the vehicle makes an immediately forced long straight move forward. Okay, so it goes here. Then it gains 5 hazards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's got 5 hazards. Then it resolves this movement step as normal, except that the vehicle may not reverse. At the end of the movement step, in which this vehicle used Nitro Booster, it gains hazard tokens until it has 5. So if it decides to roll dice, which it can roll 3 dice as well, and you get stuff you can't cancel, you can end up spinning out. Okay? You can end up spinning out. So at the end of this turn, you're going to end up being back up to 5 hazards anyways. So in other words, if you don't roll the dice and you don't do a maneuver you're not allowed to do in the gear that you're in, well, here's the thing. You're still in first, okay? So we're going to have to roll the dice because we're going to want to get in the second gear. Let's just see what happens. Let's roll all 3 dice. Okay? So we got a shift and 2 hazards. All right? Now, let's look at the sequence here. Because this is not how we did it last time. This is not what we chose. Okay? We're going to... and again, I'm supposed to select this. Again, I forgot to select one. We would have selected medium because we got enough space to do it. We're going to move. Then we roll the dice. I'm explaining shit, fucking things up, okay? And we're going to get 2 hazards from that and 1 hazard from upshifting. So it's going to put us in second gear. we're going to move here, and now we're going to gain 3 hazards. So that's the movement step. Then we go to attack step, there isn't one. Then the wipeout step. So it's going to wipe out. Okay, so how does the wipeout work? Well, you take, first thing you're going to see if you're going to go flying. I forget what it's called. But you basically need to roll the gear you're in or higher. Where'd the dice go? All of the dice go? The one that we use for these, that we use for positioning. Oh, they're here. No, they don't need to be there. Okay. So it's in second gear, so as long as I don't roll a 1, which I didn't, it does not go flying. It's gonna, all the hazards come off of it. It's gonna be back in first gear. So that was not a wise move, Tony. But all the hazards come off. And we're going to roll a die to see which way it faces according to the clock. Of course, we rolled over a 12. 11. So it's at 11 o'clock. That's 12. That ain't bad. This fucker knows what he's doing. That's exactly what you'd want. That's exactly where you'd want to be. Look at that guy. He's a pro. However, he's here, and he doesn't get to move again. He doesn't get to go again. Let's move this stuff to the middle. He won't go in the next phase, right? Because he's still in gear 1 and he's done. All right, I'm going to use this to show who's gone already. Okay. Next up, Hippie-ki-yay. Hippie-ki-yay has 4 dice it can roll, and it'll roll all 4 dice. But before I do that, how about you select a movement marker, dumbass, which you haven't been doing. I think he's fine going. Straight. But one thing I wanted to avoid is last time I did it, I actually moved him a short because I didn't want this dumb bastard here running into me. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to lay back in the back. Okay, he's going to move a short. He's going to roll 4 dice. So the point is, we're going to want to get as many upshift as we can here, but not cover a lot of distance. Okay? It has 4 shifts. That's unheard of. It's got 4 shifts. So I'm going to go ahead. He has no tokens at all. So we're going to go ahead and go up to gear 5. Okay? So he floored it. Okay, that's also going to gain him 4 hazard tokens. And he does his move. This is the least armored one of all. Can take the least amount of damage. All right? And last but not least, Yellow Bastard. What do you want Yellow Bastard to do, folks? You want him to go straight? You want him to come in and rear end Hippie-ki-yay? That's the 2 options. His name is Yellow Bastard. A car with a ram, you definitely want them in the lead. Well, if you have the ram, you don't want to be in the lead. But if you have it, everybody's going to want you ahead of them. Yeah, the palm tree scatter looks good. We didn't put lichen on here. Okay, it's too much. Like when we do a jungle race, we'll put lichen on there. Do the yippee one. You mean hit him? All right, well, I'm not sure. I'm just not sure which one of these will. You can't do a swerve. Can't do a veer. Okay, because it says on here what gear you have. We could do a gentle and possibly head into them. Let's do that gentle. Because you got to have one that has a gear that you can play. If you play it wrong, your opponent gets to choose what you're playing. So you place the template, and then you're going to roll dice, and I'm going to want to upshift as much as I can. Okay? It only gets 3 dice, like anybody but the hippie. Gets 2 shifts and a hazard. Okay? So that's going to gain 3 hazards, and it's going to be in 3rd gear now. Okay? So Yellow Bastard's in 3rd gear. It gains 3 hazards, 1 from the standard hazard, and 2 from the upshift. And we place the template like this, and it's going to travel along the template till it stops. Okay? Now, a collision. The attacker gets to decide whether he's going to do a smash or an evade, and the defender gets to decide whether they're going to do a smash or an evade. All right? So the attacker is going to decide to do, say he's going to do a smash. Otherwise, why would he even hit him? Okay? The defender is going to want to do an evade. Okay? It is considered a tailgate. So the faster participant's current gear minus the lower participant's current gear is how many dice you roll. Okay? So the faster participant is moving 5, and the slower one is moving 3. So that is a difference of 2. So there's 2 dice, and the Yellow Bastard needs to roll 4, 5, or 6 to get a hit, 4, 5 to get a hit, 6 to get 2 hits. It gets no hits. This guy doesn't have to cancel any. That turns over. Okay? So, the Hippie-ki-yay lucked out. Had he been hit, then you have to roll evades from it, and he's going to get 1 evade dice for every gear he's in. So he's zoomed all the way at 5. He's going to get 5 dice, but you only cancel hits on 6s. Okay, so you can get hits, 4, 5, or 6s. On a 6, you get 2 hits. For canceling hits, you only cancel them on 6s, and then you only cancel 1. All right. We'll pick these up. Leadfoot's still in the pole position. Means he'll go first. Mr. Green, screen is done. We advance to turn 2. Gear 2, it's in gear 1. That's why it doesn't get to go. If anybody else was in gear 1, he would get to go. Leadfoot is in gear 2. Yellow Bastard's in gear 3. Hippie-ki-yay is in gear 5. Okay? So, Leadfoot. Well, Leadfoot's going to try to accelerate, and it has 1 hazard. So, it could probably go straight. It could also do a gentle, but if you do a gentle, you can end up getting stuck in a situation where you're actually aiming for the palm tree. So, I think, I'll move over to this side to be able to see from behind. You're not allowed to place I think we're going to place a turn on her. Okay? And that looks just fine. Okay? Now there's markers on here. If there's a gear on there, that's the gear you're allowed to place this movement in. If there's a feature underneath it, it has special things. For instance, I don't know why there's a gear shift on 1, but it doesn't really mean anything because you could upshift in all of these. 4, if you play this as when you're in 4th gear, you gain an extra hazard. That's all that means. So you put that there. Roll the dice. We're going to roll 3 dice because she's a standard car. 3 skid dice. And we get a shift, a hazard, and a spin. The spin isn't bad. So we want, if we upshift, which is what we want to do, we're going to gain a hazard. If we don't upshift, after it moves, it's done. Okay? So we want to get into third. So this is going to generate a hazard. The hazard's going to generate a hazard. And the spin is going to generate a hazard. So we're going to gain 3 more hazards. That's going to put us at 4. She's got 4 hazards. And she's going to do her move. Now, how does the spin work? When you get to the end of your move, you can rotate up to 90 degrees on the center line of the car. Well, obviously, we're going to orient ourselves, so we're aiming for the gate. All right? And we went up to third gear. And now lead foot's done. Okay? This one is not, I'm going to go ahead and, I'm going to switch the order of these. We're going to pretend this is the order that they are around a table, since that's the order that they placed. Mr. Green Screen would be next, but she's done because she's only got in first gear. Okay? So Hippie-ki-yay is next. It's in 5th gear with 4 hazards. All right? It's probably fine going straight and try to cut in through here, because potentially it could go 4 more times. Okay? So we're going to cut in through here. So we're going to place a straight, and we're going to declare that we're going to roll all 4 dice. And we're not going to be able to roll better than last time, because last time we got 4 shifts. You can't roll better than that. Sometimes you want to spin. A spin is handy. You know, to just think of it as like pulling on that crank on the big wheel. Like, you know, you want to get over a little bit. 3 shifts and a slide. Well, we certainly weren't rolling this way last time. So it can't upshift anymore. It can only be in maximum gear 5, and we already got there. Okay? We already got there. So that means you can use these other shifts to cancel stuff, like this slide, which we don't want. There was a spin, we might want it. We're going to take 1 shift, cancel the slide, take these 2 shifts to take 2 hazard tokens off here. Okay? So I guess today, these hippies aren't smoking the doobies, because they were the other night. They were out of fucking control, the way they were driving. The way they were rolling. Okay? Yeah, always try to drive correctly, and then shit's going to happen that you don't want to happen. Okay? And now it's gone. And it's in better shape now, because it reduced 2 of its hazards. Okay? All right, the yellow bastard that missed is going to need to do some kind of a turn not to hit the foot on this, which, by the way, Mitch loves to do. So there's a gentle turn in here somewhere, unless it stayed at Mitch's house. Turn, medium, veer, hard, swerve, hairpin. How do I not have a fucking gentle move? Because it's over here. All right. So you can stop blaming Mitch. So we're going to place this. Okay? And it's got 3 dice. What's its situation? Well, it's in 3rd gear, so it doesn't have to upshift, but it's got 3 hazards, so we'd like to get rid of some. Hey, what's up, Marcus? By the way, can you guys see okay? Is it clear enough on your view? I guess it's not bad. Okay. Roll 3 dice. We got shift, shift, shift. That's excellent. So Yellow Bastard wants to get up in 5th gear. Okay, so it's gonna take 1 shift to remove 1 hazard. Okay, and then it's gonna take the other 2 shifts to go up 2 and gain 2 hazards. And now it's going as fast as it can. So it's basically gonna give chase to this little hippie bastard. Okay. Woo! So close. All right? And that's gear 2. All right, who's eligible for gear 3? Everybody except Mr. Green Screen, okay? Leadfoot's got the pole. Leadfoot will go first. All right, Leadfoot is in 3rd gear, so if it doesn't upshift, it's done. However, it's got 5 hazards, okay? No complaints, okay. Do we have a straight shot at that? Yes. So it's going to play a straight. There's a long that you can play when you're in 5th and 6th gear, okay? So you can get more oomph out of that. It's rare that vehicles get in 5th, and it just happened right off the bat with 2 of the vehicles. I'm rolling a lot better than both of us were rolling the other night. Hey, what's up, Tritarch? Didn't catch you there. So we're going to place this. Okay? And we got 3 dice we can roll, and I hope we don't roll bad. But we need to get an upshift to be able to play again. A shift, a spin, and a hazard. So we got a problem here. If we upshift, so we got 4 hazards. We got 5 hazards. So as soon as we gain one, we're fucked. So if you use the shift to upshift, you're going to gain a hazard. The spin is going to gain a hazard, and the hazard is going to gain a hazard. All right? So when you wipe out, the faster you're going, the more likely it'll be that what's it called? It's called, that you can go flying. What is it called? There's a name for it. Anyhow, so I don't want to upshift, okay? I'll use this shift to cancel a hazard, and I'll take a spin. So I'm going to end up getting 1 more hazard. Actually, I'm going to wipe out anyways. So I'm going to do that a little bit differently. I'm going to downshift into 2nd. And then take these. So I'm going to be over hazard. I'm going to do this. I'll be in 2nd gear. And as long as I don't roll a 1, I don't. Then I'm just going to, that's going to put me back in 1st gear. All the hazards come off, and we roll randomly to see where it gets placed. Facing. See, normally the game says the next person in line gets to choose. Every time that would happen, you're going to end up pointing this way. And after the 6 or 7 times, it's annoying that every time you wipe out, you're always facing like directly where you came from. It just becomes stupid. All right, so where is our, it's not rerolls 11, anything higher than a 12. 9, so 9 is 9 o'clock, bam. And we're in 1st gear. And it's done. Now if you go this way, you're gonna have a nice T-bone situation on that guy. And she's done because she's now in 1st gear, and the 1st gear phase is long gone. We're on gear phase 3. All right, Hippie-ki-yay can play, is eligible to play a straight, long, and I think it will. So we're going to place it. I hope I don't hit the green guy. These guys have been smoking stuff, so you place this here. I think we're good. And we're going to roll the dice. Now, all I can do at this point is get a potential spin, which we don't want. Okay, because I don't want to orient myself any different way. I can't go up a gear. I can remove hazards, but I can only remove 2. So I'm actually not going to roll the dice with them. Okay? Because the only thing that could benefit them this time is reduce 2 hazards. The stuff that could go bad is anything else. Anything else would be bad. I mean, unless I got a bunch of shifts, that I could only reduce 2 shifts. It's not worth it. Unless I get to 6, it's not a problem. We're not going to roll the dice. Okay? These guys need to sober up. They're already in 5th gear. They're going as fast as they can. which means this turn's going to be kind of challenging. But you don't want to at least make it past that group of trees. All right? This guy's got some interesting choices because he's in fifth gear, so there are some maneuvers that he can do. Obviously, he can do the really fast straight, but he's not lined up on it. Okay? His fast straight's going to be like rear-ending this guy, which might be okay, but that's not how you win the race. What other options does he have? He can do a gentle turn. Right? He can do a gentle. He can do a swerve, but you gain hazards doing a swerve. You're going to get a hazard doing the gentle also because he's in fifth gear. Okay? And he's got 4 hazards. It's not terrible, but he doesn't need to go in. I don't think he should do this. And I don't think he should gentle this way. A swerve, you could swerve either way. If you swerve this way, you're more lined up on the trees. If you swerve the other way, we're going to be still over in this zone, which isn't great. I think we should try doing, but he's going to be blocked on a T-bone situation. So I think we're going to do a gentle turn this way. I think. What do you guys think? Do you care? Say, fuck him, he's a yellow bastard anyways. We're in gear 3, so he's going to get 2 more moves. Want to make sure that we get them. I don't think any of these are going to be able to have him go down the same route that he's at. I think we're going to swerve this way. You're rooting for the yellow bastard, okay. That's not bad. So he's going to gain a hazard for that. Okay. And do we want to roll dice? I thought the yellow bastard was in 5th gear. He is in 5th gear. Why does it say 2? Did I miss something? Yellow bastard was in 5th gear. Yeah, I might have moved the wrong one when I moved the thing off the other guy. Okay. Yeah, he's in 5th gear. All right. We're going to roll 3 dice. He's got 5. He's going to gain. He doesn't have it yet. He's going to gain that one. Spin, and a hazard. That's bad. He's going to spin out. So he's going to wipe out. So he's going to gain a hazard. He's going to gain this one from the move. He'll still do the move. He'll gain him this one. That'll put him at 5. He's going to gain one here at 6. And the spin is 7, 8. So he's going to, now the only thing I'm going to be able to do is I can orient him. Okay? So with that said, we're going to orient a little bit better. And hopefully he don't, you know what? In case I go flying, let me orient myself this way. And you know what? If we end up hitting that guy, fuck him. He shouldn't stop him. He shouldn't wipe out and go sideways on the race. Okay? Now here's the reason why I did this. He's in 5th gear. I can't downshift or anything with him. Okay? If I roll a 6, no. If I roll a 5 or a 6, I'm okay. If I roll 4 or less, it's going to get interesting. 4 or less. It got interesting. All right. So he went airborne. Let me find out what it's called. I keep saying I don't know what it's called, and I don't. That's what I would have called it. That you went airborne. Flip check. That's what it is, a flip check. Okay, so he flipped. All right. It rolls equal to or higher the gear. If it rolls lower, okay, current the gear. So for flip. The vehicle suffers a flip suffers 2 hits. Okay? If you have a roll cage which is the buggy, it comes in the buggy, you don't take those 2 hits. So it's going to take 2 hits. So he's got 10 hull points. So we're going to use a D10. Okay, and he's at 2. He's got 8 more. Nothing to worry about right now. Okay, he's taken 2 hits. It's then forced to move a medium straight forward, ignoring all obstructions. Basically meaning that because it's airborne. Okay, that's why I didn't want it over here. Okay, so he's going to move a medium forward, ignoring all obstructions, including other vehicles. This movement causes a collision window. The damage from a flip cannot be evaded. Okay, then he loses control. So he's going to land here. He took 2 points of damage, and then we roll to see which way he's facing. And hopefully he rolls a 12. And he does. And he does. So there he is. Okay? But he's in first gear. And he doesn't have any hazards. And it's over. For him. So the only one in play is Hippie-ki-yay. Hippie-ki-yay is the only one in play. So Hippie-ki-yay is in 5th gear. Its options are a swerve, a really fast straight, you don't want to do that, or a gentle. That's its only options it can play. So really those 2 options there. I think if he rolls a gentle and then rolls the dice and gets a spin, he's going to be able to orient himself perfectly. I think a swerve is worse because I don't think he can swerve this way. He's going to be in the middle of this because if your track ends up covering any of this, you stop where you hit that thing. Okay, you don't follow your complete movement if it interrupts something else. So we can't swerve to port. If he swerves to starboard, he's going to be down here in the corner. I think he's got to do a gentle curve to the left. Okay, so he places this, and we're hoping for a spin. We're going to roll 4 dice. He's in good shape. He's only got two hazards. This is what happened last game, except it was the green guy all the way out there. We got a spin and a hazard. So this is going to gain you a hazard, which you can't cancel. You can't cancel it now. Okay, you're going to gain one by playing that one. We can take this shift and cancel that hazard, and we can take this shift and cancel an old hazard. If I didn't have any old hazards, it would have been wasted. Okay, and I could downshift, but I'm not going to. By the way, did I advance this thing? No, we're in gear 4 right now. Gear phase 4. Okay, so we're going to move here. Oh, and I'm going to gain a hazard by by placing this in 5th gear. So I'm going to gain another hazard. So we're going to move all the way to the end. And then when we get to the end, we're going to rotate up to 90 degrees, which is it's very liberal on that, and set ourselves up for the next one. Okay, and we're going to gain these. And that's the only vehicle in gear phase 4. So now we go to gear phase 5. And there's still only one vehicle in gear phase 5, and that's Hippie-ki-yay. So Hippie-ki-yay is going to place the long straight. It's got 3 hazard tokens. It can't go up a gear. I don't think it needs to roll dice. I'm not going to roll dice with it. So she just moves all the way to the end. And there it is. And that's the end of the 5th dice phase. We reset to 1. And that's where things end at the end of one phase. Let's remove this. At the end of one phase, this is what it looks like. So this one's still considered the pole position car. It's still going to go first. Okay? When somebody crosses it, when somebody crosses the finish line, the gate, it's going to adjust. Don't ask me how it adjusts. It may only change until this one crosses a gate. I'll look at that up right now. It's not obvious. So this is a particular rule that is in the death race scenario. When a vehicle is the first to pass any given gate that game, each other player rolls a d6 and adds the number of gates behind the active players in that frontmost vehicle. If the roll is 6 or more, they immediately gain an audience vote. So there's that. There's a cash-up mechanic that's specifically for that. Okay? But the pole position is actually a rule that is standard, apparently, because it's not there. I thought it was. This scenario determines which player starts the pole position. Okay, well, I was incorrect. So where does it say pole position? Roll off. Whenever the player with a pole position passes a gate, they must immediately choose another player and pass the pole position to them. All right, so this is going to stay in the pole position until it crosses a gate. Then it will choose somebody else to give it to. So in a 2-player game, you just pass it over from one player to another because we're each running 2 cars. Gear 1. Here's the first play. Well, reverses and forwards are definitely an option. And a hairpin's starting to look pretty good. It's in first gear with nothing. So you can hairpin this way, or we can hairpin reverse. I think a straight reverse, we're going to run into the trees, and that's bad. You end up taking damage to yourself. I'm thinking we should hairpin forward around that way. So we select that. Looks like I chose wisely. I'm going to roll 3 dice. Because if I don't upshift, that's it, it's done. 2 shifts and a hazard. Okay? So I'm actually going to upshift twice and get a hazard. So that'll put me in 3rd gear. I'll gain 2 hazards from this and another one from that. So I'm going to gain 3 hazards. See, the hazards they just come back, you know? And I think it's a evening the game mechanism. We do our move, and she's done. Next is Mr. Green Screen. Mr. Green Screen has no nitro, and he's stuck right there, and either a gentle hill to the left or a straight medium is probably the call. And he's going to roll the 3 dice because he's got to get out of first gear, or he's done. You guys understand how the gears work? It's basically how many impulses you get to use. How many impulses each turn you get to use. When you reset, that's a turn. It's the impulses that tells you how many you get to do. I think we should do a gentle to the left. Not a turn, a gentle. And we're going to roll all 3 dice. Wow. That was a lot closer than I thought it was. We're good, but it's spooky. Two shifts and a slide. All right. If you play the slide on a turn, it's interesting because you basically end up being here and your car ends up being here, which in this case would be off the board. By the way, there's a fucking wall all the way across, an indestructible wall, right? You're gonna bounce back. So we don't want to place the slide. We have to cancel it, all right? And we have one chance to upshift once. So she's gonna upshift to gear 2. That's gonna gain it a hazard. And then it'll do its move, and it's done. But at least we're in second gear, and the next impulse, it is eligible to play. Marcus says, all right, folks, dinner time. This is cool. We'll be watching this later. Okay, excellent. It really is a cool game. It really is a cool game. It's elegant. There's meaningful decisions to make every turn, and it's a lot of fun. Hippie-ki-yay. 3 hazards, 5th gear. 5th gear looks good. 5th gear looks real good. I'm tempted to roll dice, get rid of some hazards, possibly get a spin, so after we get a move, we can orient ourselves to go out there. I think we're going to play along straight with her. Play along straight. Wherever the hell it is. By the way, she's going to have the weapons activated soon. Weapons range on most things is this. It is a long and a medium next to each other, back to back, just so you have a concept of what it is. Pistols and stuff go medium, and you just take one part of the car, put it to another part of the car, and if it touches, you're in range. Pretty simple. See, that's going to put her here. If she gets a spin, she can put herself so she can go in through there. All right? She's going to roll all 4 dice. Played Gaslands once or twice. Reminds me of Twisted Metal. I never played. Everybody's played Twisted Metal. Except, I think one of you guys hasn't with me. That's like a Sony PlayStation. It's a PlayStation exclusive. That's why I didn't play it. Sorry, I'm Team Xbox. I tried them both out. I like the Xbox better. They have games that I like better. All right, we got a smorgasbord of things here. All right, 2 shifts, a hazard, and a slide. All right, the slide on a straight ends up, may not be that bad, ends up here, and your car can be facing this way or this way. So that's not bad. That's not bad. That's the only way we're going to get a turn. Otherwise, we're stuck here facing this way. And I think being stuck here, which is even a little bit farther, facing this way is even better. Okay? So I say we play the slide, okay? And we're going to take this shift to cancel the hazard, this shift to cancel a previous hazard, and this slide's going to gain me 1. So I'll be back at 3, and she'll be right here. Now weapons are activated, all right? Pole position doesn't change because it's not the one that had the pole position when it went there. And I think you can pre-measure. I think you can pre-measure. We're pre-measuring fucking weapons. Okay? So, what is Hippie-ki-yay armed with? I've been trying to find a spiritual successor to Twisted Metal. I downloaded Cross Up. I haven't tried it yet. I didn't like it. I didn't like Cross Out. I didn't like it. It just, the boards are really, really boring. I'll tell you what, if you play Borderlands, the car combat's pretty fun. But it's only a part of the game. Did we already move this? Yeah, we're still in gear 1. Okay. In phase 1, I should say. So, she is armed with rockets, which are on a turret, 360 degrees. Well, let's talk about all the weapons. Leadfoot has a minigun that fires forward only. And basically your forward arc is this distance beside your car, obviously the middle one, and the one like that. So if any part of the car is in that, you're able to fire. So basically straight ahead and then one over from straight ahead on either side if it's front mounted. Rear is exactly the same except it's the rear. And then side, if you have a side mounted weapons, none of these do, but if you had a side mounted weapon, it's the entire side plus another piece like this. Okay? So, Leadfoot has a minigun that fires to the front. And a smoke dropper and a submachine gun and a pistol for the crew. Okay, so the only reason you would fire a pistol is if something's wrong with a minigun and it's to the rear or something like that. So it's basically a front firing weapon, and of course the crew, when you start getting within medium range, they can do stuff to them, okay? Pretty standard layout. Mr. Green Scream has a heavy machine gun to the front, a machine gun to the rear, and it has pistols. Of course, it has 3 crew members, so it gets extra pistol shots. All right? Yellow Bastard has a heavy machine gun on a turret that has this range. It's a heavy machine gun. And pistols and an oil slick dropper, and of course the ram. Hippie-ki-yay is the weakest one and also the one that's armed the most. What is it armed with? Rockets that are turreted, which do 6d6 damage. Of course, there's ammo limitations on them, right? Submachine gun for the crew, pistol for the crew, gas grenades. Gas grenades, pistols, and submachine guns all go medium range. We know they're out of range. It's just a matter of whether or not the rockets are within range. And it doesn't look like they're going to be. So take the closest spot. Oh man, this is fucking close. Didn't that always work out that way? It's within range. It's within range, just barely. So these damn hippies, 6d6s, okay? They're going to use 1 ammo up. It only has 3 shots. The machine guns are unlimited. Oil slicks are limited. Grenades are limited. Smoke is limited. And heavy weapons are limited. Okay, so it has 6d6s, and again, you need to hit on 4, 5s, and 6s. 6s, you get 2 hits. Okay, and you do get an evade from him, but he's going slow, so that's not great for it. All right, they are obviously smoking something because it's all 2s and 3s, so they missed. So I guess they weren't within range. All right, so nothing. Okay. All right, and that is Hippie-ki-yay is done in gear phase 1. So we go to gear phase 2. Is everybody eligible? Oh, Yellow Bastard didn't go. What the hell? Oh. What the bastard? All right, Yellow Bastard is basically in first gear. And I don't know that a gentle turn is gonna be what they want to do. I think they want to do a standard turn. Because, ramming this guy doesn't sound like a bad idea, but we got somebody way in advance. We got to stop that guy. So we're going to play a turn. And maybe that was a little too much. But it's not like we're going to wreck or anything. What's its situation? It's in first gear, so we want to get an upshift. Let's roll 3 dice for an upshift. I see you're playing another really fun game we play in our group. Excellent. Yeah, we just started playing it again, Mark. Hey, thanks for coming back. And we played it probably 6 times 7 years ago. And Mitch and I have played it 3 times on our own, enough that we're going to do live games from now on. And a couple of guys that are watching this morning, I said, I'll do a solo game. I think it's entertaining enough because I talk my way through everything, and you guys can learn kind of the ins and outs and the pace of the game and stuff like that. But it's pretty fun. It's where I'm putting all my effort right now in painting stuff, you know. So my creativity is going in that direction. All right, we're gonna roll 3 dice. We get a hazard, that sucks. A slide, that sucks. And a spin, that's not so bad. But we've got no way to cancel the slide, and it's gonna put us into the fucking trees. Okay, and I believe you have to play the slide first. Yeah, the slide you have to place first. So what's going to happen is we're going to get to here, and it's going to slide, and it's going to hit there. Bam. So we have a collision. All right. We didn't talk about what kind of terrain this is, but it is it's not going to be like a wall. Okay. It's going to be a little less shitty than that. It's going to be shittier than that. So let's look at the different terrain types, assuming I can find them here quickly. Obstruction types is what we're looking for. Terrain 86, okay? Page 86. This game is really well organized compared to DBA. But it still has some loopholes. Okay, looking at scenery. There's road surface, a rough surface, and a treacherous surface. I think it should just be like a treacherous surface. So actually, what happens is, he'll actually be in it. So if it overlaps, it gains 2 hazard tokens at the end of its movement step. Okay, and I think you still get a spin. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a spin like so that we're angled through there, and it'll just gain 2 hazard tokens. That's not so bad. You go, yellow bastard. However, it didn't get a chance to upshift, so she's done. That's where she's going to spend. That doesn't mean anything. I saw the car all the way in the back win. Leadfoot won. Leadfoot was rammed by this guy, had the shit beat out of it, then came back to try to pay him back, missed him, went flying through the air, hit the thing, and basically like spun out. It was sitting back here while everybody else shot themselves up and didn't win. So, just because they're all the way back here doesn't mean you can't catch up. Okay, but Yellow Bastard is done. All right, now we reset for turn 2. For impulse 2. Paul the German. It's involved a few house rules here and there. Yep. Nothing you can't resolve. You know. All right, so Leadfoot is back. All right. She's in gear 3 with 3 hazard tokens, and she's right here still in the pole position. So I don't want to be too ahead of myself and do a gentle turn to the left and clip this. So let's just do a straight. I don't want to be a Mitch. So we're going to do a straight, and we're going to roll dice. And we're not going to be all the way through the gate. She gets 3 dice. She's a standard car. She has 3 hazards. Let's see if we can, and she's in 3rd gear, so let's see what we can do with her. 3 shifts. Well, I don't know that she wants to be in 5th gear here, because then you have a lot of options turning. So let's go up a gear to 4th. Let's play one of these. That's going to gain us a hazard. And we're going to gain a hazard from that. And we're going to take these 2 shifts to remove 2 other hazards. So we start with 3 hazards, and we're going to end in 3rd gear, and we're going to end in 4th gear with 2 hazards. So we improved our situation. All right, and we will move Leadfoot, and she's not all the way through the gate, so her weapons aren't activated. Okay? Might have to play an interesting maneuver next time. All right, she is complete. Mr. Green Screen has 1 hazard and is sitting here, and this damn Leadfoot's in its way. I think it can probably play it straight and not hit him. And she doesn't have to worry about getting T-boned from this direction because that one's done for this phase. You're pulling for Leadfoot. Well, Leadfoot won last time. It was a miracle, but it won last time. And actually, if you flip the bottom of this car, this is actually a Maisto car. It's the only one that's Chinese. They have a nickname for the car. It doesn't say, hey, this is a 1949 Mercury, which is kind of what it looks like. It's called Leadfoot. And I'm like, Leadfoot's a perfect fucking name on it, you know, because it's gonna be spitting out some lead. Put this here. She's only in 2nd gear, so we need to get some upshifts. Let's roll them. 3 fucking spins. Well, he's screaming all right. Well, so the way that works is you play 1, but you're going to take hazards for all 3. So she's going to gain 3 hazards, which luckily she has very little. So she's still okay. She's going to gain 3 hazards. She's going to move and get a spin. Which honestly, it doesn't need very much. So we'll just orient it. We'll hope this guy's out of the way. We'll orient this like this because he's going to go before this one will. And it should be clear to go. All right? Weapons aren't activated, otherwise he blasts the living shit out of them. All right? That is everybody. Oh, no, Hippie-Ki-Yay all the way up there. Now, Hippie-Ki-Yay still needs to go. So Hippie-Ki-Yay is in 5th gear, has 3 hazard tokens, and is kind of in this position it needs to be. It needs to place a turn going to the right, which I believe the only one it can place is a gentle. It may not even be able to place a gentle. It can do a swerve. That's not helpful. You're getting closer to the trees. Gentle. It can do a gentle, but it's going to gain a hazard token. Okay? It's got 3 hazard tokens. I think we're okay with that. Okay? So we're going to roll 4 dice because she's the buggy. Now this jump that this vehicle did that caused it to take 2 points of damage, had that been the buggy, it would not have taken 2 points of damage. Spin, spin, shift, slide. You know, the slide ain't bad. The slide ain't bad because the slide's going to put you, instead of here, it's going to put you here, and you could be here. So it's a little bit further back, but it might even be in the medium range of this guy. And of course, you have a spin, so you could spin yourself the right way. We have 1 shift. We could cancel. I think we cancel the slide. Take 2 hazards for this. Where's that going to put us at? It's going to put us at 5. But we're further along. And because we got a spin, we can get that orientation that we wanted to be able to place it straight next. Okay? Well, we're going to try to fire at Leadfoot. Oh, yeah, we got the hazards on there. We're going to gain 2 more hazards. Okay, Leadfoot. I decided to play with the cars I already had because That's the cards I had for them, already made. Already printed, I should say. The printing is the problem, not the making. They're already designed. All the 3 German cars are already designed. See if we're within range. I think so. I don't know if you could pre-measure. We're going to play with pre-measuring. That's the same way that we did DBA. Keeps things a lot friendlier. Okay? We're within range. Going to use up another ammo. We got 1 shot left on the rockets. Okay? 66. Last time didn't hit diddly squat. Let's see if these potheads can hit anything. Looking for 4, 5s, and 6s at Leadfoot. 1, 1, 1, 5, 5. That's 2 hits. So that's 2 hits on Leadfoot. She's in 4th gear. She gets 4 dice to evade, and she needs 6s to evade a hit. So if she gets 2 6s on these 4 dice, no hits happen. No hits happened. Yep, Leadfoot's your lucky charm. No effect. So first time none of them hit, this time hit them and they didn't go through the armor. Or whatever, okay? Excellent. Okay, Hippie-ki-yay is done. That resets, oh, and Yellow Bastard doesn't get to go again. So now we're done. So now we go to stage 3. Okay, Yellow Bastard's not going to play in stage 3. And neither is Green Screen. How'd that happen? Oh well. I don't know if I did something wrong or not, but maybe never got this. So we just Leadfoot and Hippie-ki-yay. So Leadfoot's going to go first. Okay. Leadfoot is in 4th gear. Yeah, Leadfoot's lucky, man. All right, we got a veer we can play. I don't think that's going to do it. We got a swerve we can play. I don't think that's going to do it either. A turn's starting to look pretty good. Don't want to place a straight. A gentle. I mean, if a turn won't work, a gentle's not going to get you where you need to go. I think we need to place a turn on her. So we'll place a turn. She's in 4th gear, so she's going to take a hazard from this. Okay? However, I only have 2 hazards. So we place this. Probably going to roll 3 dice. She's golden. Obviously, this doesn't count. You're not going to hit the foot of this. We don't want to come off the board, but... And we're going to roll 3 dice. All right, see what we got. 3 fucking slides. That's terrible. Okay, that's terrible because her final positioning is going to be there, hitting that. And she gets 3 more hazards. So we have a collision window. So all objects always declare a smash attack. Okay? It's going to try to evade. Okay? It's going to try to evade. The smash attack is basically, and a smash attack is always considered the gear that you're in. So it's going to be 4 dice to get hits on this thing. And it didn't get any fucking hits. Okay? Leadfoot is a lucky motherfucker. So Leadfoot doesn't have to roll to avoid any hits, and it's there. However, it's in bad shape because it didn't avoid this, but look where it's positioned. I don't know that it can play anything. Well, we're gonna have to try to play a turn next time, and hopefully we're okay. But that's pretty awesome, though. Bad rolling, but still lucky. All right. Leadfoot is done. Phase 3. Green screen is no longer in play. Hippie-ki-yay. Hippie-ki-yay is in 5th gear. I think they got to play a straight. I think if they do a gentle, they're going to end up in the trees. So we place a straight on them. Could do a swerve too, but what's its situation? It's got five dice. You know, it could also just not place one. It could also not roll. I think I'm not going to have them roll, and that way nothing bad can happen to them. That's the conservative way to play. They're done. They don't need to turn or anything. They, you know, if they got like something angling them, I don't know that it would benefit that much. So they're complete. And Yellow Bastard, it's done. All right, so we go to the 4th gear phase, where again, we only have 2 players in it. Now, this guy went through there, so he's going to hand the pole position to the next guy in line, which is Green Screen. So Green Screen has the pole, even though it's not active. Okay? Leadfoot's got to play, it has to play a left turn. It has to. And hopefully we have enough clearance in there. I won with Leadfoot last time, so I'm cheering for Leadfoot too. I like them all. I mean, you know. Look at that. Perfect. All right, what's its situation? It's got five hazard dice. You know, it's in 4th gear. You know, if you want him to move again, I don't know, he's your lucky guy you're rooting for. Should we roll the dice or not? He's got 3 dice, and if he gets one more hazard, he spins out. But if he doesn't go up a gear, he's done. And the damn hippies will get to go again. I didn't figure out. One of you guys has to show me how to do, what's that thing where we can all talk on it? Whatever the thing is. I'm just a painter. I don't know how to do all this shit. Roll it! Okay. The Hoffman says roll it. All right. I don't want him to spin out. I want him to, like, let's get some shifts here. Okay, 2 shifts and a slide. The slide's going to put him off the board. So we have to cancel that. And one of the shifts, we can either go up a gear and he'll spin out, or he'll take a hazard off and stay in the same gear and not move. I say that's what he has to do, because we don't want to spin out. So he goes here, and his situation has improved because he has 1 less hazard, but he's done. I mean, it is the 4th gear. It's unusual that people are moving in the 5th. All right, hippies. I think hippies need to play a gentle to the right. Oh, and they'll gain a hazard from that. What situation are they in? Ooh, they're at 5 hazards. Well, they can't play a straight. I think they have to play it gentle, and they have to roll the dice and hopefully remove some hazards, or they're going to spin out. Okay, so it's the right play. We're going to roll 4 dice. We're going to gain a hazard from that. 3 shifts and a slide. We don't want the slide. That's going to put us over here. So we're going to reduce the slide. We're going to take one of the shifts, and we have 2 more shifts. So we can't reduce this one. We're going to gain 1. But we can reduce two over here. So now we're in better shape, and we'll move. And this was gear phase what? 4? Okay. And Leadfoot is stuck in 4, so Leadfoot doesn't move again. The hippies get to move 1 more time. Well, the hippies have to turn gentle to the left. They have to. or a swerve. A swerve's not going to do it. They're going to be faced the same way, which is also going to gain them another hazard token, and they're going to roll. So you put this here. Roll 4 dice. Shift, 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 shift. 4 shifts. Well, the one time these hippies aren't smoking dope, because they were driving like fucking crazy last time. All right, so we can only play 3 shifts. We'll waste 1, and we're going to gain 1 from that move. See, I don't think we can't reduce that shift, because that one gets played. So they're going to end up with 1 hazard, and they're going to be here. And they're not the pole position car that went through a gate, so the pole position doesn't change. So that's where we're at the end of that phase. All right? So we reset to 1. Everybody's back in play. Mr. Green Scream is in the pole position. Okay, so now Leadfoot's going to be the last one that moves around because it moves in this order. Okay, Mr. Green Scream has 4 hazards and is in 2nd gear and can play a straight and will roll all 3 dice because we have to upshift. We don't have to, but we're gonna have to. So here we go, Green Screen, and the weapons are gonna be activated. I don't know what that means yet. 2 spins and a hazard. He is retarded. I think these guys took off, everybody else is doing drugs. Okay, 2 spins and a hazard. So we're gonna gain a hazard, we're gonna gain 3 hazards, which is gonna put him over. He's gonna spin out. So we're gonna go here, we have to place a slide. Facing this way or that way, I think that way's better. And we're going to roll to see if they cartwheel. We'll call it cartwheel. I can never remember what the fuck it's called. Okay, as long as I don't roll a 1, we don't do that. Nope, we did not. And the orientation is 12. It's exactly where it is. It would have liked like a 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock would have been perfect. So that's where he is. He's back in 1st gear. He has no hazards. However, before he wiped out, he would have gotten a chance to attack. So he's got HMG on the front, no. MG on the rear. Yes. And the pistol for a crew. For each crew member has a pistol. Yes. So one guy fires a rear machine gun and 2 other pistol shots. So the rear machine gun is just a regular MG. So that's 2d6. And the pistols are each 1d6. So that's 4d6 against Leadfoot. Looking for 4 5s or 6s. We got 1 hit, 2 hits, 3, 4 hits. Leadfoot is moving at a speed of 4. That's good. It has 4 dice to cancel. So we got 4 dice and we need 6s. So we want a lot of 6s here. He canceled 2. That's only 1 hit on Leadfoot. That's the first hit on Leadfoot. That is a lucky fucker. 1 hit on Leadfoot. And by the way, to put it into perspective, Leadfoot can take 12 hits because she has extra armor. Okay? Leadfoot has taken 1 hit. MGs, pistols, there's no ammo limitations on them, right? You got plenty of it. Let's get this stuff out of the way. This guy's done, and he's done for the whole game. For this phase. All right? Next one is Hippie-ki-yay. They're all the way over there by themselves. Okay, in 5th gear. They got a gentle turn to the left. That's really the only play they have. A veer is not good. Well, they can't even do a veer. So we got a gentle left-hand turn. Can't even do a turn. Got to be a gentle left-hand turn. They're going to hit the wall eventually, but not yet. Okay? And now they might actually consider downshifting, because then they can play, more turns. They're at this angle where if they don't, well, I don't think they're going to hit the wall yet. But next turn, if they play the gentle, they're going to hit the turn. So they need to be able to play like a turn. So they're looking to downshift. So we're going to roll 4 dice on the hippies. And dirty hippies. Okay? Shift, slide, and a hazard. All right. So that's not going to be good for them. You're going to get a slide anyways, and you're going to get a hazard from it. So you might as well cancel. How many hazards they got? They got 1. We're going to cancel 1 hazard. Got to play 2 slides. That's going to give them 2 more hazards. And then they're going to hit the wall. And the way they hit the wall is they'll come across here and then come up, and that's where they're going to hit the wall. Okay? The wall is going to try to smash. They're going to try to evade. So it gets 5 dice for 4 5s or 6s. And it got 3 hits on the hippies. Okay? So the hippies get 5 dice for 6s. Okay, the hippies just took 3 hits. Now the hippies can only take 6 hits. So they're all the way out there, but they smash into the wall. All right. I believe I may take some hazards from hitting the wall. I believe I took 2 hazards. Let me confirm that. Collisions. All vehicles involved in a collision gain 2 hazard tokens. So they gain 2 hazard tokens. So they're at 5. Now, what do you do if you're all the way up against something? Well, the next turn you get to ignore whatever it is. So if you hit this and you're all the way up in it, you can play something that goes through here. Now, you can't go to the right. I mean, you have to try to get back on the fucking board, right? So they're going to have to play gentle because they can't play a turn, right? Okay. All right, so that is Hippie-ki-yay doing their turn. Okay? Yellow Bastard is in first gear So it's ready to go. It needs to play it straight. And roll some dice. A shift, a slide, to spin. Well, if they don't play the shift to get up to the second gear, they're done again. So they have to go up a gear. All right? That's going to gain them a hazard token. And that means they can't cancel the slide or the spin. They have to play them both. And that's going to give them 2 more hazard tokens. So they're going to end up with 5. So that shook them up bad going into those woods in retrospect. So they'll move their movement, but they have a slide at the end, which means they can either face this way or this way. Kind of a no-brainer. They need to be facing this way. And luckily they don't run into anything, right? And then they get to place a spin at the end. So they get to go up to 90 degrees, which is perfect because that means they can go like that. And that's not so bad, other than the fact that they have a shitload of hazards on them. That ain't bad. And they're in second gear, so they get to place in the other phase. Okay? Leadfoot is the last one. All right, what's Leadfoot's situation? Leadfoot is in 4th gear with 4 hazards, 1 point of damage. So, you know, she could play a left-hand turn, but I think that's going to gain her a hazard. If she, a turn. I think that's going to gain her a hazard. And she's already at 4. And the only reason to do that, the only reason to do that is they can spray this green fucker as it goes by, right? Which would be great because, you got to be within medium range. I think that'll do it. But I think that they've got to do, they either have to do a general, which is bad because a general means you're going to be out here pointed right at those trees, or just go straight ahead. I think that's the move. I think going straight is the way to go. So we're going to place the straight movement template on them. How many hazards are we at? 4. It's gear phase 1, so we don't necessarily have to roll at this point. I hate to not roll any shifts and make the situation worse. What do you guys think? Should we roll to improve our situation, or just let it be for this one? Well, if we get a slide, it's not terrible. We can choose not to point this way, so we can point that way. It wouldn't be horrible. I said we roll it. She's got to catch up. She's got to catch up. Come on, no whammies. All whammies. 2 hazards and a spin. So she's going to spin out, right? So she's going to get all the way to here. She's going to orient herself like this. Here's a crazy idea. What if we point this way? And the reason why I say point that way is we're going to roll on the clock, right? And you improve your chances of getting something in this area that you can work with. If you're like this, if you're rolling a 1, 2, or 3, you're fucked and you're going to hit this wall, or a 4. You're fucked, right? When you wipe out like this, you're only fucked if you roll a 4, 5, 6, and a 7. I say we do that. Well, and if we go careening, we have somewhere to land. Actually, that's a good point. Let's make sure we don't fall into the trees. All right? So she's going to wipe out. Let's see if we need to roll big. We don't. Okay, that's good. That means it's a forced move medium forward. We're going to roll for orientation. A 12 lined up perfectly and takes 2 points of damage. This is a lucky motherfucker right here, okay? So it takes 3 points of damage. It's done, right? It's going to go back in section 1, but it's not going to have any hazards. And it's facing exactly where it needs to be facing. Yes, if you're playing with a human, they're going to point you towards the trees. You're never going to do a jump and you land where you're supposed to. Okay, and she's done. And Green Scream, of course, started. She's done because she never got out of first gear. Is that right? Did we move Green Scream? Yeah, I guess we did. Okay, so the hippies go next. Now, the hippies are in a situation where they can ignore this because they avoided the collision. So they're going to have to place a gentle, and they're going to roll to try a downshift and maybe have some more maneuverability. So we're going to put a gentle turn on those guys. Which is still going to hit them. They're still going to hit, no matter what. They're going to get all the way, and they're going to hit there again. But we're still going to roll. Maybe we could not be going as fast. A spin, a shift, a hazard. Okay, they're going to go over, okay? But we're going to go ahead and downshift them in the fourth. And now they won't hit the wall as hard. So the wall is going to hit back with 4 dice. Okay, it got 2 hits. They're going to try to evade with 4 dice. They evaded none. Okay, so they're all the way up there, but they got 5 hits out of 6. And by the way, Leadfoot could have shot, but there's nothing within medium because he's at that angle. All right? And then now they're done. Okay? Because, they hit the wall. That was the wall getting hit. Now they have to try to wipe out. It might be the end of them. It might be the end of them. And yeah, they get 2 hazards, so they're gonna wipe out. So let's see if they go flying. They do. Okay, and that's gonna force them to. We're gonna have to use. We're just gonna have to place them here since they can't be outside the game. They're gonna be there, but the orientation's still gonna change. They're gonna be oriented. And they're not going to take 2 damage because they have a roll cage. No, 20 doesn't count. 10. They're going to be at 10 o'clock. Okay. But they're wiped out. Okay? Which basically means they're done for this. Okay, so we're going to put a token on them. Remove this. 5 points of damage, and they're in gear 1. So they finally bounced enough, hit enough walls, spun them around, and they're stopped there. Sorry, we're in phase 2. Yellow Bastards next. Yellow Bastards, 5 hazard tokens in second gear. She's going to be able to hose the hell out of this thing. Hell, might even be able to hit him. Might be able to hit him. Let's do a turn. Let's place a turn on her. T-bone, baby. Choo-choo. Boom. All right, that's a T-bone attack. If you have a ram on you, you don't gain the 2 hazard tokens from a collision. Okay? That's how that works. Okay, a T-bone is attacker's current gear. Oh, I'm still going to roll dice. All right, so let's see. We're going to roll 3 dice and try to get up to speed as much as we can. We got 3 fucking shifts. That's perfect, okay? Because, you know what? What gear are we in? Second. Let's take 2 of the shifts to reduce 2 gears, okay? Then going up a gear will put us in 3rd, so we'll get to go again, right? But you're going to gain 1 from shifting up to 1, so we'll be at 4, okay? So we have 1 less, we'll get a ramming attack, and we'll get 1 less hazard than where we were at before, okay? So my gear is 3rd. I get 3 dice. Oh, they're gonna declare a smash. They're gonna declare an evade. So 3 dice on the smash. Oh, do I get a plus on that? Hold on a second. I think the ram may give you a plus 2 dice, now that I think about it. Oops. Yes. So it gets 2 more. Got 1 hit there. Got nothing else. 1 hit on him. So green bastard's in 1st gear. So he gets 1 dice to evade. He does not. So he ends up taking a hit, his first one, of 10. He gets 2 hazard tokens. That's the collision window. Now we do the attack step. Well, so as he hits him, he's firing all the damn guns. So the yeller bastard has, oh good, we got a yellow die for that. Let's use the yellow, let's use the color of the vehicle based on the damage. There we go. Oh, except he was a 2. Okay. We have a heavy machine gun, 3d6, and a pistol, crew of 2. So it's going to be a heavy machine gun and a pistol that's going to be fired at him. So the heavy machine gun is 3 dice, and the pistol is 1. So that's 4d6. 2 hits, it gets to evade, and it's only in 1st gear, doesn't evade any, so it takes 2 more hits. So that's 3 hits. Now there's some weapons that when they cause hits, they actually cause like hazards to them as well. Like they have blast and stuff like that. But regular machine guns don't. Okay. Yellow bastard's done. Leadfoot is done for the game. Back to pole position. 3rd gear phase. The pole position guy doesn't get to play. Hippie-ki-yay is also out of the game because it's in 1st gear. Okay, so it's just Yellow Bastard again. So Yellow Bastard, I believe, can just avoid this. Can just play something that has nothing, that doesn't have to do with going through there. Same thing if it was an obstacle. Okay, so she's going to play a, I think a gentle is the way to go. A gentle to the left. So we'll put a gentle here. All right, and since he has somebody in his line of sight, and he's further ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. Shit. I'm gonna, how many dice? It's got 4 dice. He's gonna roll 3 dice. He's going to gain 2 more hazards, but I'm going to take the shift and cancel one of them. So, because otherwise we'll wipe out. So he'll be done after this step. He never got into 4th gear. He stayed in 3rd gear. And he's going to fire the heavy machine gun and the pistols here. Okay, so it's 4 dice on lead foot, because he's farther in the lead. It makes sense. And got 2 hits, 3. 3 hits total. Lead foot is in 1st gear, and it didn't evade it. So 3 hits on lead foot. So lead foot's at 6 of 12. This card didn't shift up, so there it stays. So we reset to 1. And Mr. Green Scream is in the lead, in the pole position. Remove all these. Everybody getting the hang of it? It's a cool game. It's a cool game. Mr. Green Screen just has heavy machine gun in the front, 1 in the rear, and then pistols for the crew. It's got a crew of 3, so worst case scenario, it can shoot 360 as long as we're within medium and get 3 shots out. Now, it looks like it's probably what's going to happen. Now, they're probably a little concerned not to get rammed. They probably don't want to get rammed. But I think putting a gentle turn that way is probably the way to go. And we're going to roll 3 dice because she only has 2. So we need to upshift. Got 3 shifts. They're going to cancel 1 of them and take 2 of them and go to 3rd gear. So we're going to be here. The attack step, I'm sure we're within medium. 3 crew members, that's 3d6 at this guy. You can also shoot him at lead foot, but nope, you can't. 3d6 on the yellow bastard. A 4. That's 1 hit on the yellow bastard. Yellow bastard's in 3rd gear. 3 dice. No 6 to deny it. So it gets, yellow bastard takes a hit. It's up to 3 hits now. Okay. Green Scream is done, but not done forever. All right, who's up next? Hippie-ki-yay. They're in 1st gear with 1 point of damage left. They're gonna, and the end of the race is here. So they just gotta chill the hell out and make it. So I think they need to do a gentle one to the right. So we'll come over here, press the gentle turn. I think a turn's too strong. That's perfect. Let's roll 4 dice. We don't have any hazards. Slide, hazard, shift. Well, we're going to get a slide. That's going to put us here. That's not terrible. I think that they have to upshift or they're not going to get to go. So they're going to upshift. That's going to gain them a hazard. 2 slides and a hazard is going to gain them 3 more. So they're going to be at 4 hazards, but at least they'll be in 2nd gear and get to go on another impulse. Right? 1-1? Perfect. Okay. All right. And there's a million other different, well, there's not a million, but there's like 12 other ways of playing. We only played Death Race. That doesn't mean we're not going to play other things, but. Yellow Bastard is next. Yellow Bastard has 5 hazard tokens and is in 3rd gear, and has Leadfoot in its sights. Unfortunately for whoever's cheering for Leadfoot. So they're going to place this gentle turn. And attempt to ram them. Because that's what they do. Okay? Now, should they roll any dice? They can roll 3 dice, but if they get 1 hazard, they're going to spin out. I don't think they should roll dice. I don't think they should risk that. So she's going to move. We're going to do an impact here. That's where it stops. I believe the collision window happens first. They're going to do a smash attack. It is a tailbone, not a tailbone, a T-bone. Attacker's current gear. It's going to get 3 dice plus 2 for the ram. So he's going to get 5 dice. He's going to attempt to evade. You wouldn't want to evade if you had a ram on the back. And yes, you can actually have a ram on the back. You can actually have a ram on the sides. I think if you put ram on the side, you get both sides. So you can have rams on all sides of you to basically keep people from ramming into you, right? That's going to use up 3 slots. I'll build a truck like that. It's going to be like a heavy truck. Got 5 slots. 3 of the slots are just going to be rams. It's going to be rams all the way around. It's going to be like a fucking turtle, right? All right, let me refill a drink right back. You guys enjoying this? I'm enjoying it. It means the next time I'm playing with Mitch, it's going to be even more in my easier to understand. And you probably have a really good view. So that means whenever I go film with Mitch, I'm going to bring my computer. I'm going to bring my computer and put it there. So we're not doing it with a phone in reverse and all that shit, you know. A ram at the back is a ramp. Okay. So, 5 dice against him. 2 hits. How many evades do we get? We're in 1st gear. No. He gets 2 hits. So now we're 8. And he gets 2 hazards for doing that. And unfortunately, he gets to fire all the weapons. So that's the heavy machine gun and a pistol. So that's 4d6. 2 hits. Only 1. That's the problem with being in 1st gear. And the reason they're in 1st gear is because they haven't gotten a chance to go yet. Didn't evade it. So that's 2 more hits. So now we're at 10. So this thing would have blown up that if it didn't have extra armor. Just so you understand the importance of extra armor. Okay? So that rat yellow bastard is now fucking done. Okay? And now it's Leadfoot's turn. Now, what the hell is Leadfoot armed with? Pistol, smoke dropper, armor plating. Okay, what's probably going to drop smoke? We've never used it before, but like we need to pull all the stunts out, right? So what can it play? It needs to do like a turn. It needs to do like a full turn to the right. Not no hairpin, a turn. All right? And it's going to roll 3 dice. We need to get going. We need to get going. Okay, so it's got a slide, a shift, and a hazard. The slide, I think, is going to put him in the fucking trees. Which is going to create hazards for him. We don't really want to do that. So I think we have to, man, you know, it won't be able to upshift. No, I think we have to play this slide. This is going to create a hazard. This is going to create a hazard by upshifting, but that'll put us in second gear. The hazard creates a hazard. That's two hazards. The slide will create a hazard. And then when we go to treacherous terrain, that's going to create two more hazards. So she's going to wipe out in the trees. Or she stays on the effing road and just holds on. I think she holds on. So we'll cancel the slide so we don't end up in the trees. We end up getting a hazard. And she goes here. Now, she's got a weapons drop now at this point. She's going to drop smoke. I believe a smoke is a large template. Large burst. Yep. And I need to make these. Okay? I got one better. Not exactly the scale, but. Oh, I can just do this. Let's just do this. Obviously, the size of the template's important. All right, so she drops some smoke back here. All right, what the fuck does smoke do? Oh, and by the way, she's gonna fire. Now, she has submachine gun for the crew, she got one, and she's got a minigun to the front. That doesn't help, and then pistols all around. So is anybody within medium? No, she doesn't get the fire. Poor bastard. All right, let's look at the smoke rules. Never used them before. I know, I need to make a smoke template. Hey, we're just starting off. Hey, the game looks pretty fucking good. Smoke dropper. If the vehicle is in contact with this drop weapon template, that vehicle counts as distracted. If any part of the movement template or final position touches this drop weapon template, the vehicle gains a hazard token at the end of its movement step. Okay, so distracted is going to affect them firing things too. Okay? And these two guys are going to have to go through it. I mean, it's going to be something like that. Now, smoke, anything that has ammo, improves your chance of blowing the fuck up. Okay, so that's one thing that they got left, and she's got 3 of them. So let's mark off an ammo token. Okay, it's got 3 of them. All right, and she's done for this impulse. Done. Then we go to green screen. So we move this to section 2. All right, green screen is in the 3rd gear. She's going to have to play a turn, I think. And hopefully she doesn't go into the woods. No, she's good. She's going to go into the smoke, though. Oh, die rolling. Well, she's 3. Let's roll 3 dice. Spin, shift, and a hazard. The spin ain't too bad. The spin ain't too bad. You're going to gain a hazard from this anyways. I don't have to upshift, so I can actually cancel the spin. The only reason to do the spin is to orient myself so that we can shoot at this yellow bastard, for instance. But I'm going to count as distracted, so what the hell does distracted mean? You want fatality. You want to see some fatality. It's coming. Where's my phone? Yeah, where is my phone anyways? Here? This is probably the easiest way to find it. What does distracted mean in Gaslands? In Gaslands, being distracted prevents a vehicle from attacking during its activation. A distracted vehicle can perform its normal movement, but the crew's too occupied with a weapon, problems at hand to fire their weapons. That's kind of a big deal. Okay. So they're going to move through here, and they're not going to be able to attack. And they're going to end their turn in here, so they're going to gain a hazard. So, I guess we have to decide what we're going to do. Well, I'll go ahead and take the spin then. We'll cancel this hazard, gain one from the spin, and that way we can at least aim that way. Okay. Hippie-ki-yay in second gear, all the way over here. Well, she's going to roll some dice and go straight. Fatality. You guys know where that's from. Whoop! Well, it might be from many things, but 3D bot maker, baby. All right, 4 dice, baby. Shift, spin, slide, hazard. All right. Well, they have to upshift. They have to upshift. So that's going to gain 1. The hazard's going to gain him another 1, and the spin and the slide are gaining. So it's going to gain 4. That's going to wipe their fucking ass out. And there's nothing they can do about it. So they might as well not upshift. Okay? We'll cancel, say, the... Well, let's take the slide, because that's going to get us... That's going to get us further. That's going to get us further. So we'll take the... Yeah, it doesn't matter how many you go over. So we will actually downshift 1. So we won't go airborne. Although you get a free medium move if you go airborne. And I don't take the damage from that. Let's floor it. Okay? So we're going to move to the end. We're going to do a slide and a spin. Going to go here. That's going to put us here. We're going to spin towards the opening. See if we go airborne. If I roll a 1 or 2, we do. They don't. Roll for orientation. They don't take damage. 5. 5 is bad for them. 5 is like so. Okay? Who has the pull? Okay, they haven't crossed another one yet. And they're going to be done for this phase. All the hazards come off. And they're in first gear. That's why they're done, because they're back to first gear. All right? How long have we been on here? 2 hours? Yeah. And I'm explaining a lot of stuff. So actually, the game doesn't move that. And getting through the first gate is like the slowest part. The more gates you go through, the less issues there tend to be. Yellow Bastard's next. She's got 5 hazards. In 3rd gear. She's going to go into that damn template. There's nothing she can do about it. Nothing she can do about it. And won't be able to fire weapons. So you could do a swerve and probably get within boarding distance of the green one. Or possibly do a gentle. Or just do a turn. But she's going to go after the green one. So she's not going to be able to like hit it. Unless it's moving in a phase and the green one is not. So I think what we'll do is let's go gentle. Maybe we'll get a free hit on the green one, for all we know. Or maybe we'll go into the fucking trees. Okay, so we're going to go to the end. That's going to gain us 2 hazard tokens, which is going to spin us out. Let's see if we fly. The 3rd gear, she flies. Okay, which means she's going to do a medium movement, avoiding all obstructions. Those of you guys that don't like Yellow Bastard, this is what you're going to like. And she's all the way there. And let me make sure I got this right. The attack step happened first. Okay? So she's not able to... Well, hold on a second. She's here. And she's eligible to attack, even though she's going to wipe out. And unfortunately, that guy's in front of us. So he's going to get 3 HMGs at Leadfoot. And a pistol from the crew can do it on either one. Let's do Leadfoot as well. I'm sorry, I want Leadfoot to win, but that's what they would do. So we're going to fire 4 dice at Leadfoot. 3 hits. Leadfoot's in 1st gear. Doesn't, okay, so it ends up getting wrecked. Let's move this out of the way for it, knock it down. Then it'll end up going flying. We go back to wrecked, smash attacks, resolve smash attacks, example of play. Yep. This one, resolving a collision. No. 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 Getting wrecked. When a vehicle's lost all its hull points, it gets wrecked. The vehicle gets wrecked, follow these steps. Skid to a halt. Force short, straight, move forward. Yeah. Reset the gear to 1. Reduce all hazard tokens. Explosion check. Roll D6 plus ammo tokens, explodes on a 6 or more. It has 2 ammo tokens left. So it'll explode on a 4, 5, or 6. it explodes. Anybody within medium gets hit. Nobody gets hit by the explosion. And we have markers just for that. Well, that's not what they're for, but. We have a wreck. Fatality! So Leadfoot is blown to kingdom come. Now, there's things you can do in the game that they can reset and come back in the game. We're not doing that. We didn't do it in Mitch's game either because we've got multiple cars. If you're left with only one car, that's different. If you don't have any cars left, that's bad. But normally you would get an audience vote. And once you do that, the car resets. It starts in the last gate it went through. So they're not going to win if they come all the way back there. So there is your fatality. Now this motherfucker goes a flying. Whee! Okay. It's going to take 2 points of damage, and it's going to be facing 7. And all the hazard tokens are gone, and it's in gear 1. There goes Leadfoot. Yeah, he won the last race. I don't feel like he did anything wrong. Sometimes things just don't work out. When everybody's trying to kill you, eventually somebody will get to you. All right. Moving right along. Leadfoot is out of the game. I'm just going to remove, we got a card on there, whatever. That was Yellow Bastard. All right. So we're going to move, and she's done because she's in gear 1. So Green Scream is in 3rd gear and the only guy in play. I believe the explosion, the wreck gets removed, which is good for Green Screen. I believe it does. I can't find it right here. I'm going to remove it. I'm going to remove it from play. We'll remove it after everybody passes through. Okay, so Green Screen has 4 tokens and is in 3rd gear. And is facing a guy with a ram. So he's not interested in that. So what we need to do is we're going to try to roll dice. And we're going to play a swerve. The swerve is going to put him over here. It has 3 crew members, and all 3 of them are going to open up with their personal weapons, which is pistols. So that's 3d6, because it does not have a turreted weapon. On that Yellow Bastard. This gets 2 hits, that gets another hit. That's 3 hits on the Yellow Bastard. Yellow Bastard is in 1st gear because he spun out, so only gets 1 dice, and he doesn't save. So the Yellow Bastard takes 3 more hits. So now he's at 8 of 10 total. Oh, I guess it would help if I rolled the fucking dice, wouldn't I? Well, I'm still going to be able to do that attack. Except I'm going to go ahead and cancel the shift, the slide, so that they'll actually be able to do the attack and not be the way the hell over here. And then they'll get a spin, which they'll adjust a little bit and take a hazard from. And they never got a chance to upshift. So I guess they're done. I gotta remember that. Sometimes you just get ahead of yourself. Okay, so green screen is now done. So everyone is done. Green screen still has the pole position. So we reset to 1. Take the tokens off, and green screen goes first again. And green screen, I believe, should just be able to, a gentle's probably what they want to play. We'll just move it over a little bit. And it's at 5 hazard tokens. And it's in 3rd gear. Let's not roll dice this time. Okay? So green scream is going to go screaming by, not rolling dice. And it's going to be within medium range. He's not going to be within arc of the back cannon. Okay? It's going to go back that way. But he can do 3 shots of pistols on that yellow bastard as he goes by. Got 1 hit. Guy's in 1st gear. Doesn't negate it. Takes another hit. Yellow bastard is 1 hit from wrecking. Green screen's going to pay everybody back for the for Leadfoot. He's got to go catch the hippie guys, or they've won. All right, and there, who's next? And we're not through the gate just yet. All right. We'll turn the battery off. All right. It's smoldering now. All right, these damn hippies. Might be a time for a hairpin. I think they're going to place a hairpin. All right, let's roll some dice. We need to get up to some gears. 4 dice. Shift, spin, slide, shift. All right, we don't want a slide. I don't mind the spin, and I'll take the shift. So we'll go up to 2nd gear. We'll get a hazard from the spin and 1 from that upshift. And we'll be able to orient ourselves so that's about right, unless we want to cut to the inside. Inside's a little risky. Let's go to the inside. We're going to need to do a gentle turn in there somewhere. I wish you had that nitro boost now. Okay. Hippie-ki-yay is done. Yellow bastard with 1 hit point left is in 1st gear. Well, if you had a ram on the back, you'd just go ram that guy. I could reverse, he could hit somebody, but he's going to end up taking damage too, so he doesn't want to do that. I think he's got to do a hairpin. Got to roll some dice. He's got no hazards. Shift, shift, and a hazard. So let's take all 3 of them. Move to the end. This is outside of medium, but the turret is not outside of range. Yeah, medium's out, but it's within long. So we got 1 HMG. We got 1 HMG shooting at the green guy. An HMG is 3 dice. Looking for 4 5s and 6s. Got 2 hits. What gear is she in? 3? That's 3 evasive dice. None of them. That's 2 hits. 2 hits on green screen. She's up to 5 now. Of 10. Okay? And she shifted to... she shifted twice. So she's in 3rd gear. Okay. Yellow Bastard's at the end. So then we go to phase 2. And green screen goes again. Now, green screen is 1 hazard token from upshifting, from wiping out. Did we move this up? I think we just moved. I think we just moved it up, didn't we? Is this the 2nd or the 3rd gear phase? I think we moved it to the 2nd gear phase because I don't remember hippies wouldn't be able to go. I believe this is the 2nd gear phase. All right, so Mr. Green Screen doesn't have to upshift yet. They'll still go in the next turn as well. So we're going to place a gentle there, wherever the hell gentle is. Please be gentle. And we're going to roll all 3 dice. Spin, spin, hazard. Okay? So she's going to wipe out. So she's going to move to the end. She's in 3rd gear. As long as I roll a 1 or 2, she won't go airborne. It's almost like she's probably better off going airborne, but all right. Pulled a Mitch. She went airborne. Okay. She does not have a roll cage. She's going to take 2 points of damage. Be there and oriented. No, 18 is not a choice. Also 19 is not. 2. She is going to take 2 points of damage. She's at 7. She doesn't have any hazard tokens. By the way, when she went through, she's going to pass the pole position to the next person down, which is Figure-atively. Okay? And she's going to be in 1st gear. Speaking of Figure-atively, which they go now anyways, 2 hazard tokens, only 1 damage point left. There's only 1 damage point left on this guy too. These guys have only 1 damage point left. I think they play a straight. Yeah, they're gonna play a straight. They just need to coast to win. Don't light a doob up now, man. And they're going to roll all 4 dice. They need to be able to go again, otherwise their turn's done. Slide, slide, shift, shift. I'd cancel 1. Man, if they play a slide, I think they're fucked. I think they're fucked. Yeah, I think that they need to just cancel them. They move here and they're done. Are they within rocket range? No. No, it looks closer than it is. Okay. So the hippies are done. All right. We'll put one of these tokens with a check mark on them. Done. Yellow Bastard. Yellow bastard with 1 hit point left. 3rd gear. I think they got to do a hairpin. And they're going to attempt to roll dice. I probably shouldn't have done that. How many? Yeah, they got to get a move on. 2 slides and a shift. So we're going to slide no matter what. That's not terrible. I think they're going to play them both. And can they afford to take 3? No. They got to cancel. They got to cancel one of them. They cancel one. What stage are we on? We on 2? We're on 2. Yeah, those took to go again. All right, so we're going to get 2 hazards from that. And they're going to end up there. And they're out of range. Now they've split up the distance here. So they're done. So now green screen is in 1st gear. Wait. Did it wipe out and is now done? Fuck. I don't know where we're at. It seems like they did. Oh no, Hippie-ki-yay went first, right? Oh fuck, I don't know. Does green screen get to go again? I can't reverse the video. You guys have to tell me. The hippies aren't going to get to go. Green screen went through and they ended up passing the pole position. I think they don't get to go. I think that they're done. I just didn't put the marker on them. And the hippies don't get to go. The yellow bastard does. Okay? Yellow bastard. Yellow bastard! Yellow bastard needs to place a turn. Yeah, I think green screen went first as well. They're going to place that, which is the right call. How many dice do they got? 5. They're going to roll them. We got to improve the situation. Nope, that's going to be a wipeout. All right, let's see if they go flying. They don't, which means they end up here. In 1st gear. See, you wipe out a lot. It's almost like you're driving on ice. And I think they do it that way because for a balancing effect. So at this point, everybody's done. So we reset the 1. Hippie-ki-yay has the pole position. Everybody's in 1st gear. No. Fuck, what gear was these guys in? They were in 2. Jeez, pay attention, Tony. And make another coffee. Yeah, then I won't get to sleep. All right. Hippie-ki-yay's in 2nd gear. They need to do a gentle to the right. Yeah, they're just going to attempt to coast. And they'll roll 4 dice. What's the worst that could happen? Actually, they're not going to roll dice now because there's a chance that a slide will put them into the woods. They'll roll it next time because they're still going to get to activate again. Okay, so they're just going to move here. No dice rolled. All right. Yellow Bastard is next. Yellow Bastard's in first gear. Needs to place a medium. And we're going to roll all 3 dice so we can get at least in second gear. Shift, shift, slide. I don't want to slide, so we'll cancel that and we'll do an upshift. So that's going to gain us 1 hazard, put us in second gear. We'll move, and we'll see if we're in heavy machine gun range. A long on top of that one? Yeah, we're in. So that's 3 dice on the green me. Two hits. She is in first gear, only get 1 dice. Roll a 6. So only 1 hit on Mr. Green screen. Mr. Green Jeans. Okay? She's done. Green screen, first gear. What's less than a hairpin? What's more than a turn and less than a hairpin? Is there anything like that? There's a hard. Let's do a hard. Okay? And we're going to roll 3 dice. Shift, shift, shift. She has no hazards. Now she's going to have 3. And be in 4th gear. All right. Now we reset to 2. The hippies. Now the hippies are going to roll, because the hippies need to get through that gate before green comes and fucks them. And they should be able to make it. I'm going to play a gentle on them. And we should be able to clear the foot. And we're going to upshift. Shift, shift, slide, hazard. All right, what's the situation on, we got 2. So we want to upshift 1, cancel the slide, and gain a hazard. So we're going to gain 2. We're going to go up to 3rd gear and gain 2 hazards. You should just stay their ground and fire the rockets. This guy was the first guy to die last time. Okay. Next phase. Who goes next? That yellow bastard. Well, that yellow bastard is going to move straight forward. Okay? That yellow bastard is in 2nd gear. So we got to upshift or we're done. Shift, spin, hazard. So I've got to take the hazard and the spin and the upshift if we're going to get to go again. So she's going to gain 3 hazards from that. Okay? She's at 4. She's going to go here. She's going to orient herself. She's got a turret and machine gun, so it doesn't really matter which way you're orientated. Are we within medium? We're not, so it's just a heavy machine gun. 3d6. 1 hit. What gear is green in? 4th. That's 4 dice for saves. Saved it. No effect. Brrrah! Mr. Green screen. 3 hazards, 4th gear. No, I don't think she can catch it. No, we're just gonna play a gentle. We're going to roll the dice. Slide, slide, and a hazard. Well, that sucks a dick. Okay? That sucks a dick. Because that means that I'm going to gain 3 hazards, which is going to wipe her out eventually. But she's going to suffer a collision here. She's in 4th gear. That's 4 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hits, and she can only, if she rolls all 6s, she can only deny 4 of them. She denied 2 of them, so she still takes 3 hits. That's going to wipe her out. So she is wiped out here. Roll for explosion. How much ammo does she have? Nothing. She had the nitro booster and it's been used. So she's crashed there. All right, who's next? Hippie-ki-yay resets to 3. And they go through anything that they play, and they've won the race. Anything, even a straight, they're through. Okay, folks, so there you have it. Was it helpful? I don't know. I think that I think having a second person that knows how to play the game is useful, so you don't like, what did I do? I mean, because it happened a couple times, you know. But I think the game is, it's entertaining. Who won? The hippies? They were all the way in the back. Yeah, and the first guy out was Leadfoot. Leadfoot was in the lead. So you just never know what's going to happen. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And next time we play, it'll be probably over at Mitch's. And we'll have a different setup. I think I'm going to bring the computer. I think I want to bring the computer because you guys are going to have a better picture. I may just need to bring this table because this table, this little portable table, allows me to maneuver it where it needs to be able to see the whole scene. So, all right, folks. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for hanging out with me. And the hippies can now smoke one. Celebrate. Is the 4 max or can you have more? The 4, which 4? Gears, you can have 6 gear. You can have up to 6 gear. The 4, yeah, the 4 dice you roll, you can have 5. You can actually, some vehicles can actually roll 5 dice, I believe. But they're rare. Most are rolling 2s, 3s, and 4s. Most of them roll 3s. Several of them roll 2s. So, all right, folks. Thanks for coming by. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.